you might not realize this, but you're meant to be seen. You're meant to be seen. And like, in what capacity are you meant to be seen? What does that even mean? Because if you go on YouTube and you see a bunch of different videos and stuff, within the spiritual community, within the woo-woo community, there's a large variety of videos telling you that you're gonna be famous, or you're gonna be rich, or you're gonna be a celebrity, you're gonna, it's gonna be the most amazing life. And like, sure, that might be true. I'm not gonna like squash your dreams of being seen in that way. No, this type of being seen it's a little different. It can be like that. Maybe you are like the 1 or 2% that makes it, that reaches some kind of desired fame that you might have for yourself. Yeah, fine, whatever. But this type of being seen is in life, as you exist, as you do the mundane stuff, as you perceive reality, how you influence others, how they influence you, how you behave, but most importantly, how you feel seen when no one's around. And it's like, well, if no one's around, then who's observing me? We're always being observed, guys. Even if you're not consciously aware of the reality that surrounds you, energetically, all the stuff that's going on, you're being seen. Whether you believe in angels or spirit guides or, some kind of a deity, what do you think these videos are about? It's talking about the one consciousness, the one energy, the Lord of the universe that sees everything. And he, she wants you to feel seen. Why? Because you exist. It's like somewhere along the way, a lot of us get these kind of faulty notions, and then we like fully buy into them, that like, oh, I'm just nothing. Oh, I'm worthless. Oh, I don't want to be seen. I'm an introvert. Oh, like, leave me alone. Don't interact with me. Minimum human interaction, minimum human experience. You have basically cut yourself off from some cool life that you could be living for yourself. And it doesn't have to be some like extravagant, amazing, uber excited all the time life. No. There's an appreciation for even the most basic and mundane shit in your reality. You see all of it. You're like, wow, it's all intricately connected and it's so beautiful. What you don't see is that you have this just fucking magnetic beauty. You guys are magical. And you're gonna hide yourself. And a lot of people are running from, in a weird way, whether they like it or not, their destiny is gonna find them. But if it's a part of your destiny, if it's a part of your fate to be seen, there's no outrunning it. And I had to make peace with that myself, because there was a long time where I also bought into this, I'm an introvert, I don't really wanna be seen, who am I to speak on this, who am I to anything? Yeah, and that's a delusion. Doesn't mean that you have to be super like arrogant about it and just like, oh, I'm so boastful and I'm everything. No. Like I say, there's a balance within that. You know what you are. You know what you are, don't you? What are you trying to tap into? What are you trying to discover about yourself by watching my videos or other spiritual videos or reading all these self-help books or whatever the fuck you're doing? What do you think you're trying to accomplish? So, it is inevitable. At some point, you're gonna go maybe through a hermit phase or some kind of depression or some kind of, I feel like shit. Well, sooner or later, you need to come out of that. You gotta address, whatever core wounds you might have, whatever like psychobabble labels you wanna put on it, shadow work or what. You have to address that stuff. You have to bring it to the surface to be looked at and purged through. And you do that by being still. And you do that by actually taking time out of your life. Now, Darius, I don't want to be seen. I want to live a quiet life. I don't want to, even in the quiet life, even if you only interact with a couple people, like your closest friends and family, you're still being seen by them and by life. The birds that are outside, the deer, the winds, the cloud in the sky. It is seen through you. How magnetic and powerful that you are, that you have ignored yourself, that you have reduced yourself to nothing. I'm not worthy of any attention. This insecure kind of like bubble that you try to place yourself in. This like anxiety, fear that like stunts you from living. Well, how much longer are you gonna do that? How much longer before you realize that you're the shit? That you are the most magical thing on the planet, that you are literally infinite, housed temporarily in a physical body. Your beauty is unparalleled. Whether you think you're physically beautiful or not, whether you think you're anything that is of this physical, you are so multi-layered beyond that, reaching into infinity. And only you place a limitation on yourself, mentally. That's where it happens. And for what? We tell ourselves these narratives like, I'm not worthy of this, or I'm not, it's like when I was younger in my 20s, one of my darker depressions, it wasn't as bad as the most recent depression I went through, which was like the utter hell for like over a dozen years. No, it wasn't that bad. But it was like this 3 or 4 year depression where I was in my mid-20s. And like as a mid-20s person, I kind of, I had stuff going for me. At that time I was physically fit. I would go to the gym. I was taking care of myself. I was like objectively more attractive physically than I am now. If I wanted to get a date with a girl, I could. I was confident. But at the same time, there was something that was eating away at me inside. And I remember being at home, alone, and like friends trying to get me to go out, or like girls calling me up and saying, hey, let's do something. And it's like, I always had this deep seed of, self-worthiness issues, self-esteem issues. And I locked myself away when I could have been out living. And I would still occasionally go out. Like back then I was doing like the degenerate stuff. Going out with buddies, going to cafes, going to the clubs, going to the bars, staying out until like all hours of the night, right? Sun coming up, you go home, you go to bed, you wake up at noon or 2 in the afternoon. I did that whole degenerate thing for years, okay? And I've had a whole variety of those types of experiences. That's not the kind of way that I mean you're meant to be seen, okay? Even now where I'm putting up a video and I'm being seen by some people, and maybe like eventually I have a larger audience, that's not even the type of scene. Yeah, in that respect, sure. Because once you have this self-esteem and confidence, this like positive aspect of pride, if you want to call it anything, where you're like, you feel good about yourself and you feel worthy to speak truth and to interact lovingly and to share your beauty and grace with others, when you're in that place, well, you're gonna be seen. And so I remember I was like, oh man, like I don't want to go out, because it was always just like, I don't want to be seen. I almost wanted to disappear into nothing. I wanted to get away. I wanted to escape. I was always running from, in a weird way, my destiny, which wouldn't come till dozens of years later, but still. Sometimes it takes time to realize these things, man. Like I realized some of these truths when I was in my 20s, but I was not prepared to be okay with myself, to share the authentic part of me, which is just spontaneous and free and fun and loving and beautiful and magical. You have those things. I'm not any different than you. And you are greater than me. Why? Why would, like Jesus is like, and you will go on and you will do greater things than these. Why? Because he knew that each person is like their own individual blueprint and uniqueness. And every person has a unique set of attributes and experiences that they have gone through that make them who they are. And so in that way that you exist and that you are, I could never be you. And so in that, I bow down humbly and worship you. Do you see? Without putting you on a pedestal, it is just mutual respect. Recognizing your dignity, recognizing your worthiness to exist. Do you have that about yourself? Do you see that in others? Not always out there clamoring for attention from an insecure place, no. recognizing that this attention is automatic. It exists within being here. People, you go out, you go to Walmart, people are gonna see you. What are you just gonna disappear into nothing? I don't wanna be seen. Why? What are you afraid of? Someone talks to you, you might have to open your mouth and share an opinion. What? Like what motivates your intentions with how you're going to interact in life? It's like you maybe you even vibe with this like label of being an introvert. If you go on Reddit, there's a whole introvert subreddit. And it's nothing but memes about how people hate interacting with other people. And like my dream life is, and my dream, like my most amazing day is staying inside and doing nothing and eating bonbons and like, you know, watching Netflix and like doing okay, fine. That is one aspect of existence. You can do that. But these introverts and how I even used to be, where I was the hermit and shut in, it's too far in the extreme. There's no category like I'm only an introvert or I'm only an extrovert. Everybody has both of those polarities and aspects within themselves. And you need to balance that. Maybe you do tend to side more towards introvert, but there's still gonna be like a 30 or 40% of extrovertness that you need to experience, guys. That you need to be seen in some way, that you need to share. Because it's like these introverts that are like, oh, I love being alone. Deep down inside, they're all clamoring for connection. And on some level, they feel lonely. And on some level, like, this is normal behavior that arises out of feeling disconnected and being alone all the time. We want human connection. But too much human connection and too much being seen is in the extreme also, right? Like a nice day is like you go out, you do something, you know, for your afternoon or evening, and then you come home and like you have a few hours to yourself. Yeah, that's a balanced day, you know? Or one day you stay inside all day, and then the next day, you know, it's like you're prepping yourself for like a weekend of like knowing that you're gonna go out and do stuff. Okay, you can do it that way too. Or you can do your own personal spiritual retreat. You meditate for like a week or 10 days straight, but then you know that like 2 weeks later, you're gonna be out and about and busy again. There has to be some interaction. There has to be some being seen, being noticed, feeling worthy of being noticed, appreciated. Do you want to be appreciated for what you are? Oh man, no one appreciates me. Oh man, I do this, and this for everybody. Nobody gets me. Nobody appreciates me. Well, you keep doing that, and then if you feel unappreciated, sooner or later you're gonna start closing yourself off. It's like, oh, what am I getting out of this? I keep trying, I keep doing this. It's because the intention and the motive for your behavior is trying to get some kind of feedback, some kind of attention, some kind of loving response. And if you don't get that from your desired person or desired interaction, then you're gonna start feeling like shit. The key is to be okay with yourself no matter what happens. That's where, like, when I talk about devotion and I talk about being still and being alone by yourself and doing this on your own, there's this like magical thing that happens where like you really start to feel seen and appreciated by the divinity that exists in literally everything and nothing. This God that permeates every aspect of life. There's no running away from it. Now, why is it important to be seen also? Okay, you hear about like the prophecy of the new earth, of human consciousness ascending, us improving ourselves and reaching. Well, it starts person by person, right? So it's like, let's say I'm in the shitter. You know, I was in the shitter for a long time, and then Darius emerges and he's speaking on this and he inspires some people. Well, now I inspire you, you go inspire someone else. And that is your light, this Holy Spirit that channels, this light that ignites your spark that ignites, that sets ablaze with fire others around you. Where you walk, you grace the physical landscape with your beauty and presence. And how magnetic that you can't help but be noticed because you're just so, whoa, what's going on with that guy? What does he have? Do I not have? And that's where like the envy and jealousy comes from. It's like, does he have something I don't have? And the first place where people go is like materially. Do you have the car and the house and the wife and the fancy, life? No. This is a very deep okayness, authenticity within yourself that shines. I spark that in you. You go spark that in someone else. Not that I'm the center of some kind of movement or anything. I'm saying this is how it happens. Little points of light and consciousness that we are waking up and going out and like doing and inspiring others to also do that. And if you're gonna be inspired, well, how are you just gonna sit inside and hide? No, the natural evolution and conclusion to that is to be seen in some respect. Whether it's within, your career or profession, whether it's just like how you interact daily with people that you come across. Little snapshots of interaction, 5 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. You go to like the store, you go like to the park, you go wherever you go, and you're just smiling through life. And you're smirking at it. And sometimes it tries to throw you these curveballs, it's like, whoa, oh, stuff's getting heavy. Well, not so much, not necessarily. You see through that too. The most amazing time isn't the most amazing time anymore. And the most shitty, just like, oh, is this ever gonna end? Even that, you see through that too. You're like, oh, I guess I have to endure this level of whatever distasteful experience for the foreseeable moments. Okay. And then you surrender into that. And through the surrender, the light shines that much more. Because what's not surrendered is this mental noise. Well, the more mental noise, that's what blocks you from being this beacon of light that you are. So yeah, maybe you clicked on this video and you're like, oh, I'm meant to be seen. Yay, woo! Like, yeah, let's go. I'm going to be famous and I'm going to be rich and law of attraction this and law of assumption that and I got this. No, it's not like that. No. Sorry. It's very, very powerful, deeply rooted energy that you carry around. That all of a sudden you just know that you're the shit. You know that you are it. You're not like I'm clamoring for law of attraction and some external stuff to fulfill me. No, I'm already pretty cool. I'm already pretty okay with my life, however it takes shape. The external person that like judges me or labels me like, oh, Darius, you don't have this, you don't have that. You're still, kind of chubby and fat. You're still this. Oh, Darius, you not a lot going on for you. It's like, no, motherfucker. I feel great. Every day I wake up feeling great. 90% of my day is like, wow, like true gratitude and appreciation for what I have in my life. And then it's okay to be seen. It's like I don't mind being around people. Once upon a time, maybe I minded being around people, but the part of me that minded that was not wanting it and like would get frustrated and agitated over other people's presence and little things that they would do that would normally trigger me, you kind of see through that too. You let go of that too. So it's much easier for you to put up with shit. Doesn't mean that you're just gonna like be a doormat. Doesn't mean that you're not gonna have healthy boundaries within other people's behaviors and that interplay. No. You'll be okay. You'll put your foot down when you need to. You guys, it's like you guys have this vision of what I am. You've watched a bunch of my videos. Let's say like you're like the core, 200 or 300 people that watch my videos. You guys have this idea like Darius is like this very abrasive, aggressive, fiery, like, takes no shit, talks shit, swears a lot. You guys, yeah, okay, I'm a little bit like that in my real life. I'm a little bit like that, but I'm not like that all the time. I like being supple and docile as well. I like just observing without reacting. I come here, I have to speak, right? Create content. Out in the world, I'm not speaking a lot. I interact with people fine, you know? I make people laugh, I make people smile. I'm a little charming if I need to be, right? Like, whatever. But I'm not sitting here trying all the time to like fill the spaces of stillness between human interaction either. It's like you get in an elevator with somebody and it's like awkward, so you feel like you have to like kind of like, no, you can just be still. Some people have like this like constant need to speak and like constant need to have mental noise and like fill gaps of space. It's like, no, you learn to let go of that too. Because you're just very aware of yourself and your stillness. And then something comes up and you say it. Something comes up and you think it. Something comes up and you feel it. And it's very spontaneous and natural in that way. It's not fake. It's not forced. And in that place, you're just like, wow, like, I'm seen and appreciated. It's like, be seen and appreciated by yourself. By yourself. Own that part of you. Like, I'm alone, you know, most of the time. I don't have a lot of friendships. I like a minimum interaction. And I feel seen through myself. I have a thought, I look at my thought, it's like, oh wow, where'd that come from? And I see that part of me that is in the thought. Little snapshot, little sliver of consciousness that wanted to make itself known. Okay, where did that come from? Oh, I don't know. Can you be okay being seen? Feeling seen? And not needing to mask yourself? Not needing to hide yourself? So what happens like with a lot of these mental illnesses, because it's a hyper-inflated fear and insecurity that's with this repetitive egoic mind, its very nature is to be fearful and insecure. Because it's acting out through you constantly, and in any variety of mental illness, what ends up happening is people start masking their behaviors. Even with autism, autists, largely, a big component of it is masking your behavior, trying to fit in, you're basically cutting yourself off from your true spontaneous nature. And a lot of these people that are like that, they're not even cognizant and aware of their own masking. Sometimes they notice it, sometimes, most of the time, they're not. It's just an autopilot thing that comes through you, through the mind into you, acting out. So that's why like the meditation and the prayer and the stillness is so powerful. It gets you to get so in touch with yourself, your internal self, and your own internal stuff, your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions, your states of energetic being. It gets you so used to that like you're like, something comes up, you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? You're very hyper aware and vigilant and noticing. Nothing escapes your awareness of yourself and the surroundings. And it's almost annoying because you've shifted into this whole new perception. You couldn't escape it and go back to how you used to perceive, even if you wanted to. You couldn't go back to wanting to hide, wanting to be the introvert, wanting to be, you know, unappreciated. Yeah, leave me alone. I don't want to be appreciated. No. I'm not saying like to seek appreciation either. To seek being seen. Oh, I need to be seen. Because that's another extreme. Right? Someone that needs to be famous. Somebody that like, oh, I can't wait to go to LA or go to New York and be discovered so that I can be famous, so that I can live the most extravagant, rich lifestyle. Even that is a delusion. If it happens on its own, fine. Why is that a delusion, and why is it, if it happens on its own, it's fine? If it happens on its own, fine. But what's the other polarity of that? The other end of that is trying to be seen, and then every time you're met with some kind of resistance, oh, it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. I went to that audition and it failed. I went to this audition and it failed, because you want to be an actor, you want to be seen, you want to be famous. Well, now life sucks, doesn't it? Because you're not getting your way. It's like, but it's part of my destiny. I know that I was born to be seen and to be famous and to be an actress or a singer. If it's meant, then it will come. There's no escaping that. Maybe you got to learn a bunch of lessons first before it finally comes in. Maybe you learning those lessons is what finally makes you ready for that wonderful abundance to come in. It's just like, it's little stepping stones, man. You get from one stage to another stage, these seasons of your life, right? Maybe you're going through the darkest fucking winter right now and you can't wait for spring and summer. I want to get going again. I want to feel alive again. And it's like, and then everywhere that you try, you're met with resistance. It's like there's a blockage here. I tried this didn't work out. I don't have enough for this, or I need money to want to go and do that one thing, but I don't want to. And that money's not coming, and I'm looking for a job and I can't find a job, and I'm looking for a girlfriend or a boyfriend and I can't find that. And it's like you're seeking and you're searching and you're trying different avenues, and it's all fucking like 1,000-foot tall stone wall in every direction. What do you think that's trying to tell you? I said this in another video. If you feel like you're blocked and you can't proceed forward, then you need to stop and look at yourself and evaluate yourself. And a lot of people that are bought into this introvert, I don't want to be seen thing, what they don't realize is that their introvertness is keeping them there so that they can start looking and examining these different parts of themselves that they're not okay with. And then eventually, they will themselves find the balance that's needed within this introvert and extrovert reality. It's like, oh, so what, Darius, I'm meant to be seen? Yeah, like, I had a long time getting used to the idea of needing to be seen to put up videos and create content and have some kind of spiritual message or whatever the fuck this is. I had to be okay. I had to come to terms with that. I'm like, I'm going to get all kinds of attention I may or may not want. What's that going to look like? And all of that is an illusion, because what am I doing? I'm trying to project what something in the future may or may not look like based on past expectations, experiences, or based on past patterns in other people too. Oh, well, when this person did this, because I haven't reached any kind of fame or notoriety, but what did it look like when somebody else reached fame and notoriety? Well, they got hate, and people were envious of them and jealous of them and talk shit to them, and haters gonna hate kind of shit. Sometimes they even got killed for putting up a message. How do you reconcile that? It's like, oh, I don't want to die. If I put up this message, I might die. It's like, dude, you're already dead. Everyone's dead, they just don't know it. Death is not escaping you. Whether you hide or don't hide, your death is gonna find you. So at least you might as well live and go out in that, like, blaze of glory. I'm not seeking glory either. I don't really give a fuck how, because a lot of people have this, what is my destiny, and then what is my fate, but then also, like, what legacy am I going to leave behind? How are people going to view me after I'm gone? What do I leave behind to others? It's like, that shit's going to take care of itself, man. All you can do is influence this moment. And the next moment unfolds and you influence that. And the next moment unfolds and you influence that. And it's all it is one series of moments until you're dead. So how you think about legacy and all that, this shit's irrelevant too. You think Jesus knew that who he was and how his teachings, like, that it was going to blow up the way it did and become the most dominant religion on the planet? He had no fucking clue. He had no clue. And if it wasn't for, like, Paul and for his disciples carrying on the message and certain perfect things happening in the hundreds of years after him, we would have never heard about Jesus the way we have. He would have been some obscure freaking spiritual teacher like any other back in the day, back then. He wasn't like some unique thing where there were many Jesus types living in Israel back then. It was just that he happened to catch on. It's like, none of that shit matters, man. None of it matters. So it's like there's two parts to this where it's like you become almost jaded and cynical. It's like, oh, what does it matter? Nothing matters. Like this kind of like nihilistic kind of just like sarcastic, nasty way of looking at life. It's partially true. It doesn't really matter because what you're gonna do, you're gonna end up doing no matter how you try to fight it. Whatever free will and whatever destiny, like whatever, it doesn't matter. But then it's like if you're constantly thinking, this doesn't matter, and like you become cynical, well then that's gonna stunt you and prevent you from your fullest appreciation and gratitude towards life. You know, you can appreciate that polarity, you can appreciate that aspect of like the cynicism and the sarcasm and like the like it really doesn't matter. You can appreciate that. You can look at it for what it is and admire that polarity of truth relatively. But if you're going to look at that, also look at the positive too. Because there is truth in both polarities. They represent the whole. So whether you want to be seen or not, honestly, is irrelevant too. Because if you're going to be meant to be seen, you're going to be seen whether you like it or not. What I'm trying to address is just like being seen in your most mundane aspects of life. Where you feel like you're just, it's like the types of human interactions that we take for granted, we don't really appreciate it in the moment. It's like, if you don't think that it's kind of like furthering you on some kind of realized achievement or goal or ambition, that it's not worthy of time and attention. But it is, because it's a part of your life. It's always teaching you something, whether you're cognizant of it or not. It doesn't mean that you have to like search for meaning and search for what this life is trying to teach you, and even that is a delusion. Then it's too much of that. It starts to inspire, and not even inspire, it starts to inflate this over aggressive analytical mind that's always analyzing, okay, what am I trying to learn in this moment? What am I trying? It's like where self-inspection and introspection goes too far in the extreme. If you're constantly thinking, when I talk about introspection, it's stillness, it's quieted mind, and then observance of stillness. It's not analyzing through mind, because that happens on its own. I have thoughts, they pop up, I look at them, but most of the time I'm still. And that's your default way of being. And that stillness is okay being seen, because it sees the stillness in the other as a reflection. It's like my stillness reflects in you, and your stillness reflects in me, your light, your spark. And then it's like, whoa, look how cool you are, look how cool I am, let's create some cool shit together. Like, how amazing could this life be? How magical could our lives be if people really got on board and realized themselves with all of the superficiality and insecurity? Yeah, whatever. You're not gonna. There's no like magic antidote. This like one size fits all panacea that's gonna just magically get rid of the fear and illusion and suffering and insecurity that is keeping you stuck. It needs to be looked at. It needs to be addressed. You can do that. Who else is gonna do it but you? Can you be okay with yourself? Can you be okay being seen? Maybe right now you don't want to be seen, you want to hide, fine. Take that time. I'm not saying like go be seen and force it. No, I'm saying prepare yourself, because as you start shifting your energy, right, woo-woo shit, shifting your vibration and frequency, as you start ascending on your path, as you start expanding more and more into stillness and your light, it's inevitable that you're going to be seen in some way or another. It's like God's going to bring in people and experiences and situations either to test you or to like reward you. So start getting prepared, start being okay. And like preparing, there's an illusory part to that too. No, you're not like always preparing and hoping and expecting for one future moment to be like this, like amazing. No, but it's getting you more and more in touch with yourself that will eventually be okay with being seen.